This model kit review is of the Mitsubishi GTO, the twin turbo. It is a 1/24 scale model by Tamiya, and it's got some nice box art. Here's another color that it's painted in. There's another one in blue. Let's have a look inside and see what we've got. So it's very nicely organized, typical Tamiya quality. So first of all, here we can look at our tires. These are nice, soft, flexible, feel like rubber, and they've got a very nice tread. And we've got 4 little poly caps so that the wheels can probably turn. Over here we've got our glass. Let's have a look at that. And also we've got our decals. This glass is very well made. As you can see there, we've actually got the little stripes there for our defroster. We've got our rear tail lights and then headlights covers. Here is the front windshield with the side glass. Very nicely molded. It's nice and clear glass. Looks perfect. Let's have a look at our next sprue here. This also has our wheels on it. So Tamiya does a great job of their chrome. I do not like the other versions of it, but Tamiya really, the chrome is sort of muted, so that's doesn't usually need extra paint or anything. And the way it's molded is molded at the back where you're not going to see it. We've got our two, looks like those are our mirrors. Now those are not as shiny as you would like for a mirror, but you can always repaint those. Okay, here we got our spoiler. We've got our wheels. These are, looks like disc brakes there. Here are our 2 windshield wipers. And then side mirrors. Here's our exhaust and muffler system. More parts of the exhaust there. And looks like probably our rear windshield wiper there. Here's our pedal box, and some windshield wipers for the other side if you want to make the opposite version. So depending which side you want to build it for, left or right hand drive. Now over here we've got our main body, so let's have a look at that. And that is very nicely molded. Look at the detail here on the vents. No flashing or molding. We've got a little mold line here. Really not bad. That'll be easy to sand out, but great detail here for the body. Also these side scoops here, door handles. That really is a nicely modeled body. Over here we have got the rest of the parts in grey. So first of all, here's our cockpit tub, and that's also nicely molded. This is Tamiya quality, heavy flashing. You've got very few mold lines, got a lot of detail. Here's part of our front, these are our steering hubs here with suspension parts, as you can see, nicely molded. And then there's our steering rack there. Got our subframe. There is our dashboard if you want to get it for a left-hand drive, handbrake, and then the central console. There's a central console for the other side, and then the rest of the subframe there. And over here we've got our chassis. Again, a lot of detail. Unfortunately, the motor is molded in. That's disappointing because I don't see a separate motor. And then we've got our looks like our axles here, both sides there. This is probably a 4-wheel drive. There's our drive shaft in the middle, and our steering column and our steering wheel. You can see some buttons there with detail there. Here are our seats. That's going to need to get filled in the back. That's going to be obvious. And here's the other, if you want to make it right-hand side, right-hand drive, there's the other option for our instrument panel dashboard. Okay, so next we have our decals here, nicely printed decals, and then you can see our instrument panel there, and some options for our license plates. Now over here is our instruction sheet, some details about the car. So let's have a look here. So first of all we start off with the rear suspension that all gets put together and then mounted onto the chassis along with our brakes. And we've got our front suspension, that's all mounted along with the subframe, and looks like the wheels will be able to turn thanks to those little snap-on areas right there. We've got our exhaust system. Our wheels get mounted along with the exhaust system on the chassis, putting our tires on there, and then left or right hand drive, just like we talked about. And then over here we've got the seats going on, as well as our pedal box. The dashboard is then mounted onto the cockpit tub, and that's then installed onto the chassis. Now here's the body, shows you where to paint different colors. Here's our glass, and that's all installed on the body, and finally everything is then put inside. So it shows you how you first got to hook this in, and then you've got to burn it out a little bit to be able to get those tabs in. That'll then hold the body in place. We've got all our body parts, including glass going on there, and rear glass, and then a spoiler. So it tells you what color options there are and where the rest of the decals go. So here's the decal guide, and there's the details on the color options. So all in all, that's a really good model. Disappointed that there's no engine. That's one thing that they could have improved, but the molding quality is excellent. And that'll be a good build.